Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is going to be week 3 of my weekly isolation get ready with me's. I asked on Instagram stories what people wanted to see this week between two different palettes. It was the Urban Decay After Dark palette and then the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. Queen of Hearts won by an absolute landslide, so that's what we're going to be using today. I picked this palette up ages ago because my friend Samantha Jane. I was just really enticed by the colors, and it was originally a limited edition launch, I believe, but then they relaunched it as a permanent product, so I snapped it up then. Alright, zoomed you in. Just gonna pull my hair back and we can get into it. Same as per usual, I'm going to be using my two eyeshadow primers, the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and then the Inglot, what do you call this? You should know your name by now. Eyeshadow Keeper. I've also got a few new products to play with today, which is kind of fun. I've got this Benefit Cheek Stars palette. This one has like 5 of them in there. This was launched probably a few weeks ago now, and I got it in PR. I just haven't been really talking about anything new recently. And then I've got the Tessa Virtue lipstick from MAC that I can't wait to put on my lips because I'm a huge Tessa Virtue fan, so I'm really happy that she's done a lipstick with MAC. So I am still sick. It's been 2 weeks now. I am so fed up of being sick. It's better. I don't sound as gross as I did even just like a few days ago, but I am still clearing so much snot and mucus out of my nose, really. Sorry if that's gross, but like, I just want it to end because I just want to go back to exercising. I haven't really left my condo in 2 weeks now, except to go buy groceries last Monday because we were out and we had to do a shop basically. But I, like everybody else, I'm going stir crazy, but because I'm so sick, I don't want to exercise and make it worse, and I'm just waiting for this snot to clear out, and then I'm going to be outside running for sure. Avoiding people, but outside, getting some fresh air and getting some exercise. All right, let's start with, let's see, Princess up here. And I'm gonna put that through the crease area. This is one of those perfect transition colors. And I don't want it to be too, I was gonna say too stark, but it's actually showing up quite a bit on my eyes. So going with a light hand if you want a really easy transition color here. And I wanna create kind of like sunset sort of eye with this because the colors in here really scream sunset to me. All right, that is popped lightly through the crease. So now I'm going to take a little bit of a denser blending brush and I'm going to go into Empress up here, which is this bright orange. And I'm going to put that through my crease and sort of blend that a little bit lower than where Princess is. I don't want to entirely cover Princess, but I want it to be like a nice transition up to my brow bone. So my friend Julie has been baking things, and she was telling me all about the stuff that she was baking, and I was like, oh, that just looks fantastic. The sweetheart brought me a care package a few days ago, and it was one of those things where she like came up to my condo, knocked at the door, dropped the package, and then stepped away 10 feet so that we weren't be in like close contact to each other. And honestly, just seeing her, I almost wanted to just like burst into tears. Like, I just wanted to see her face. I got to see her. She dropped me this lovely care package, but just seeing her was like really uplifting, to be honest. She dropped me such a sweet package. She had made bread. She made sourdough starter spice cake or something. That was delicious. And those were the things that I knew she was bringing over. But she popped in a package of mini eggs too, which is like my favorite Easter candy. Oh, Cadbury mini eggs. So freaking good. So I've devoured that, and that package is gone. But she also popped in like a package of soba noodles because she knows that I can't really get them at my grocery store, and she knows how much I'd like them. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. I only saw her for about 30 seconds, but just seeing her was so freaking nice because we won't really get to hang out until this is all over with, which is really, really shitty. Okay, for the lid color, I'm going to go with Your Majesty on a MAC 239 brush. This is forever my favorite type of lid brush just because it packs it on so well. And any other brand that I have tried just does not compare. Oh, that's pretty. It's a little bit foiled in texture. So it gets for me, it gets a little bit of a crinkly effect on the eyes, which I don't know if everybody likes really, but I think it looks kind of neat. Okay, with that in place, I want to take the purple magenta, I guess it's more purple than this magenta, shade here called Ladyship. This is on a slightly fluffier brush. This is a MAC 217. And that's just going in the outer corner. Yeah, that's sort of sunset-esque. So I've been trying to read more lately, just because I've got a ton of books on my to-read bookcase, or bookshelf. And there's this one book that I've been reading that's like, granted, 1,000 pages long by Ken Follett, that I've been trying to read for like probably about the last year. And I'm like 600 pages in now, so I'm starting to get towards the end of it, or really the halfway point. But I figured now's the time to read, right? Like, I should be taking advantage of all the things that are in my condo that I haven't done yet. Like reading books that I have on hand, or finishing video games that I've purchased years ago and then just never finished. And in terms of video games, I'm still playing WoW. That's never going to end. But I'm also playing Link's Awakening on the Switch. I only play it like a few hours probably on the weekends, but it's kind of a nice switch up from just playing like World of Warcraft. Because I really love Zelda games. They're one of my favorites. And this one I think is actually like a revamp of one of the Game Boy games from years ago. So it's nice to have one of the older games but with a little bit more revamped graphics. Okay, for Brow Bone Highlight Shade, I don't think this color is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway just to see. This is the shade Air, and I want to see if that's going to be pale enough. No. Actually, on camera, it doesn't look like anything is that much difference between my skin tone and the color. But in person, that's got a bit of an orange tinge that I don't love. So I'm going to be taking my Wet n Wild single in Brulee and just use that instead. Yeah, that's definitely a deeper skin tone type highlight shade for sure in the palette. This one is great for me. As per usual, I'm going to pop on some wing liner with my Physicians Formula Eye Booster, and I'll just do that off camera because it's a bit of a lengthy process and you really don't need to be here for all of my grunting while I'm getting this done. But if you are curious about seeing a wing liner video, I did film one, could be 3 years ago now, but my process has never changed. My technique is identical. So I will link to that video down below in case you're curious about how I do my wing liner. Okay, wing liner on. Let's do the rest of the face because I always do it this way. I am using my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer first. I used to put too much of this stuff on, but really one pump is fine. I think before I was doing like 2 or 3, but you really don't need that much of this stuff. And honestly, it works under some foundations, not all. The one I'm using today, I don't actually know if it works under, but I'm gonna give it a shot. But I actually really like this stuff on its own. Like if I'm going without foundation one day, I'll just wear this and it kind of like brightens my face a little bit and gives it a little bit of a dewy sort of appearance to it, which is nice. And it smells like oranges, which yes, you would guess based on the packaging because it's orange, but it says Banana Bright. So the first time I opened this, I fully expected it to smell like bananas, which I will eat bananas because they're good for you, but I do not like anything banana flavored. So I was really happy that this smelled like citrus, but it's really deceiving based on the name. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to be using one of my favorites, and I'm so annoyed at myself for this, but I picked up these Boots No. 7 Instant Radiance foundations last May. So like 11 months ago when I was in England, and they have discontinued this, but I picked up as many as I could that were still available on the shelves because I just wanted to have them. So I've got 6 bottles of these, but I haven't really touched them, which is so stupid. It's my favorite foundation. I should have used it more by now, but I was always trying to get through other foundations in order to start using these. But now that I'm working from home all the time, I'm not wearing foundation. So I've got these full bottles that aren't getting any use. So I usually mix these, and I'm a bit paler than I normally am right now. So I want to see if Calico itself is going to work on its own, which I believe is their palest shade. If it doesn't work on its own, I'm going to add in a little bit of Warm Ivory. And for anybody who's curious about this, not that it matters because you can't buy it anymore, this is a dewy foundation. Ooh, I think that works. This is a dewy foundation that I would say has the longest wear time, but it just looks so immaculate on my skin. There's something about the color tones of this range that just really sink in. I think I normally wear, I think it's a cool vanilla and Warm Ivory mixed together, and that's usually like my May through June type coloring. But Calico seems to be pretty good right now because I'm certainly not getting any sun. Oh, it's so weird working from home all the time. But I have to talk about my employer. So I work for a national bank in Canada, and they have surprised us with how much support they are giving to their employees. It's honestly jaw-dropping. So 3 weeks ago, we were told to, if we could work from home, to work from home. Of course, that doesn't apply to like frontline staff who works in branches because the branches still have to be opened. But they reduced hours to, is it only 4 or 5 a day? They've also offered all frontline staff an additional salary of $50 extra per day, which I think just went into effect today, to be honest. And it's retroactive as well, which is amazing. But that doesn't really impact me because I'm not a frontline worker in the branch. I work in the marketing department at head office. But what they've done for us is initially they gave us an additional 5 paid extra days off this year. They've now, as of last week, upped it to an additional 10. So I originally had 3 weeks vacation plus 5, 5? Or was it 3? Personal obligation days, so I can take them whenever I want, essentially. But so that would be, how many days is that? That's almost 4 weeks. And then they've given us an additional 10 days on top of that. So an additional 2 weeks, just so that people can process what's going on, take time off as needed. Because there's a quote that I read that said, "We are not working from home. This is not a normal situation. We are working from home in a crisis situation, and therefore people's stress levels is completely different than if we were just staying at home to have the washing machine fixed, for example. You know, these are not normal circumstances." So to see my employer supporting that so much is so relieving and so unexpected. Those aren't the only things that they've done. They've upped the mental health options for all employees so that you can speak to a therapist online or on the phone and get some support for what you're going through. Okay, I really like how Calico came out. They have also given all employees a $500 well-being spending account on top of all of this, and that $500 can be used towards meal delivery, grocery delivery, meal kits. It can also be used to furnish a home office for yourself. So if you need like a computer chair or another monitor or keyboards and mice, that $500 can be spent towards cultivating a better work environment at home for yourself. And I just can't believe it, because people all the time talk about how terrible banks are and how they're evil and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, my employer is just like going out of their way to make people feel as safe and as comfortable as they possibly can in this situation. And I think it's incredible. And I can't rave about them enough. I will not shut up about how amazing they're being, because it's so unprecedented and it's so heartwarming, I guess is the best word. Like every week we get emails about more things that they've added to our benefits, and it's just freaking incredible. Okay, foundation is on. Love the appearance of it. Never get tired of Boots number 7 Instant Radiance. Don't know why they discontinued it. But I'm going to move on to the face. So I'm going to be using this Benefit Cheek Stars Reunion Tour palette. And of course I took the brush out because I these brushes. Like, who is using them? Honestly, who is using them? I don't understand. But we're gonna start with bronzer. So I'm gonna take Hoola on a fluffy brush. And by the way, they did release one of those 3-pan mini palettes in this same sort of collection. I really love those mini palettes because I love how compact these are. And the mini palettes, which is a trio, do not come with the brush situation. So you don't end up with like a gap in here. But I wanted to use this one because the other one does not come with a highlighter. And I just wanted to kind of showcase this one. So for blush, I'm going to use Sugarbomb, which is a color I've never tried before, but I think it's going to match the most out of all of this with my eyes. Okay, now the overall look is pretty bronzy warm, but I'm going to use Cookie in here anyway because I know it's a great highlighter shade. But it's a little bit more icy than I would normally go for in a look like this. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the eyes. I'm going to take Noble Woman here on a pencil brush, and because I always get fallout, I'm going to fold over this piece of paper towel, put it here, and then just layer this color all along my lower lash line. Ooh, that is pigmented. Ooh. Holy cow, that covered so well. Same thing on the other side. And then to sort of blow out that lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with Ladyship and then just blow it out, really. And that's just to blend out the lower area. I think I've got too much on the brush. There we go. There we go. I like to bring my color down pretty far, but I know not everybody's into that. So you can either skip the lower lash line area or just keep it a little bit tighter to the waterline. And for the inner corner, I'm going to take Crown. And just pop that right there. That is really stark. Okay, less product. Blend it in more. Okay, I'm going to do my brows now, and I will be right back. Brows on. I'm going to finish up the eyes yet again. I don't know why my process is like this. It's like top of my eyes first, foundation, bronzer, highlighter, blush. Do a little bit more on my eyes, then go to my brows, and then go back to my eyes again. Do you guys have weird processes with your makeup like that? For the lower waterline, I'm going to be using this Calico pencil in it's a Lasting Precision Automatic Eyeliner in Kohl. The shade is 04, which is not a color name. I hate number names. I'm just going to layer that right on there. It kind of matches the eyeshadows, which is why I'm going with it. I think I actually bought this one by accident. My mom really loves Calico, and she had told me to pick up, I swear she said 04 as an eyeliner, but maybe their numbers are not always the same. For colors across different types of eyeliners. And when she opened this one, she's like, I'm not going to wear this color. So she gave me back the item because she knew I'd wear this kind of color. For mascara, as per usual, Benefit's Bad Gal Bang. And then for falsies, I'm going to be putting on these half lashes by Socialize. They are their lady lashes. Okay, lashes are on. Now for the most exciting part for me. I'm going to try out the MAC Maker Tessa Virtue lipstick. This was the only makeup item that I purchased throughout the month of March because I'm now going on a no-buy. There's no point in me buying makeup when I'm using it only once a week. And honestly, there's nothing I really want right now. I'd rather save my money. So this is the lipstick Bullet, and the inside looks like, happily, is going to match what I'm wearing right now. I don't even know what kind of formula this is. Satin lipstick. Good. That should stay put on my lips a bit better. Cream sheens tend to go everywhere on me, but a satin or a matte stays put very well. That's a bit pinker than I was expecting, to be honest. Man. Oh, now it looks identical to that. I guess I just thought it was a bit more of a reddish tone. It's not red, obviously. I just thought it was going to be a little bit deeper, I guess. Okay, so there's the Tessa Virtue lipstick. It is a little bit more pink than I think I was anticipating going with this eyeshadow look. It's a beautiful shade, don't get me wrong, but I would call this rose pink, essentially. A medium rosy pink. Okay, so that is the finished look. I'm just gonna take my hair down, fluff it up a little bit. And that's essentially it. I really like the eyeshadow look that came out of this. I'm really impressed with this palette. I just know I wasn't reaching for it very much, so I was happy to play with it today. And any kind of sunset eyeshadow look I'm really in love with. There's so many good shades in this palette, and I love how many mattes are in here. I mean, 4, 6. Oh, it's actually an even split between mattes and shimmers. That's really nice. So I really enjoyed this palette. It is a permanent product in case you still want to get your hands on it. The Tessa Virtue lipstick is a gorgeous shade. Not necessarily quite what I would pair with this eyeshadow look. I'd probably go for something a little bit more warm-toned orangey type look. But honestly, it works together enough as it is. So that's going to be it for this video. This is week 3 of my social isolation get ready with me's. I'm going to continue doing this every week until we get out of this COVID-19 situation. I do poll my Instagram followers for whatever palette they want to see that week. I choose 2 that I want to use, and then I let you guys choose which one you actually want to see between the 2. So if you are interested in voting on which palette I'm going to be using, please follow me on Instagram. I will link to that down below, and it should be somewhere here-ish. All right, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're happy as you can be, relatively healthy. I'm still not at full speed yet, but fingers crossed I'll be there soon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.